Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
The bear. When the internet asked man or bear, a lot of men were offended because they themselves couldn't imagine assaulting a woman or being a threat to one.
As a man of 2 young boys that I have to raise, right, that if I was out fishing with my boys, a woman hiking would be more fearful of me than a bear?
Please note that he's already changed the scenario from man alone in forest to father with young children, not taking into consideration how that situation could literally be so different to a stranger coming upon a father with his kids versus a solo man in the forest.
I mean, like, this is frightening, and people wonder why I don't go out anymore for a beer. And if this is the mentality now in society, that toxic masculinity and men are more, you rather be with a bear?
I think a lot of men like to sell themselves a story of being the hero without taking into consideration that they're fans of a literal villain.
Well, Conor's great, right?
3 of them come to my mind, and I want to explore it with you today. And please note, none of them are trans women.
Leave me alone!
A first date question that might be very important for women to ask is, who did you vote for this last election?
Elon actually already, he commented on the X post that I went live.
Elon is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great. I'm Jewish. You guys know that. Hitler was a great leader. What he did was wrong. I obviously it's for real. What he did was he killed innocent people, but he was a good leader. Like at the end of the day, like take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying. Like, no, he was. No, he literally was. Like, he made a vast majority of people all stand by him, and he ruled he almost had Russia too. He almost took out all these countries, bro. So you guys can say what you want.
Donald Trump isn't just president of the United States. He's also somebody who has 18 plus accusers of sexual assault or sexual misconduct and was at least found liable for 1 case of sexual misconduct. So you might think it's casual to have voted for him. But when it comes to the safety of a woman or a femme person, they're better off picking the bear.
There's no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear.
In March of 2022, 4 men were convicted of gang raping, murdering, and then eating a monitor lizard. They were caught because the trail cams in the wildlife preserve recorded it. Tell me again why I should be more afraid of bears.
If you guys missed it, over the holiday for St. Patrick's Day, we had a special guest in the White House, Conor McGregor.
We wish to be taken care of by the big bro. The United States should look after its little bro. And that's how we feel.
How about the trade? What about, there's some trade disputes between the US and the EU, and how do you think?
We wish exemption.
We actually have some stuff that we have to do right now.
I will say, Conor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day.
He was recently found liable for sexual assault. Miss Hand, a 35-year-old colorist, made a statement to Irish police in early 2019, alleging McGregor had raped her. After an investigation into the claim, police referred the case to Ireland's Director of Public Prosecutions. Irish media reported on the allegations without naming McGregor, but news reports revealing him as a suspect emerged in the U.S. a few months later. Dr. Daniel Kane, a gynecologist and a forensic examiner, told the court how he had to use forceps to remove a tampon Miss Hand said she had been wearing on the night of the assault, which had been wedged inside. A paramedic who examined Miss Hand on the day after the alleged attacks said she had not seen a patient as bruised as Miss Hand was in a long time. McGregor said that he and Miss Hand had athletic but consensual sex. I'm not sure how consensual the sex could have been, considering that her tampon was inside of her body, wedged so far inside of her she needed a professional to help get it out. She had said that from her own account she didn't want to be intimate because she was on her period. You would think if it was consensual she would have taken out her tampon first. There's nothing wrong with having intimacy when you're on your cycle. I just don't know how many people would have it with their tampons still in. This is the man who recently met with Trump.
I tell you what, your work ethic is inspiring. Your work rate is inspiring.
His White House press secretary.
He's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
For sure.
So
I'm here to raise the issues that people of Ireland face. Yes. And it'll be music to the people of Ireland's ears.
And made a bid to lead Ireland into its next great future, which given his track record isn't looking too good.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland.
I know widely the Irish people, as far as I can understand, and you guys can explain it to me in the comments if I'm wrong, aren't that excited about McGregor stepping forward.
I'm going to McGregor's pub, lad.
We wouldn't go and see Conor McGregor, he's a rapist.
Oh, really? Is that how people around here think of him?
That's my view.
No,
That's my view.
That's your view?
They might be different. Not many people like him around here.
Tell me why, bro. Tell me why.
Just because, personally, I think he's alright. Well, rapist, don't tell me.
That's a big allegation.
Could be wrong, but personally, I believe he's a rapist.
You believe so?
The money, that's how he's not caught.
Yeah.
It's because of all the billions.
The audacity of this man to step forward after he was just found liable. That should say something about why women pick the bear.
How's your case going?
Oh, well, I am a
as you saw. I saw that on Twitter. You said I was but, you know, I'm kind of leading into it now. Like, I'm a human. That's how I got so rich. How did you get that Bugatti? I human. When they come up to me with the TikToks, what's your job? I'm like, I human. That's what I do. So I have no problem with you saying that. In fact, I kind of like the rumor. It's kind of cool. Street cred.
But you know it was a joke. I know you're not a...
No joking. No joking. Don't make me with your mom. Don't make me do it. I'll find her and I'll make it real.
Well,
so stick to your words.
You can't leave the country, so that's impossible.
I will human your mother, Aiden. Don't with me.
How? You can't even leave the country.
Yet.
And our third star of today's video is, of course, Andrew Tate, who recently was allowed to fly to the US. And where did he go? Where did he feel the safest?
Landing in a private jet in Fort Lauderdale Thursday, the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan, are temporarily free.
Brother and I are largely misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet ever.
Tate and his brother were arrested in Romania in 2022, accused of rape, human trafficking, and forming a gang to sexually exploit women, all of which they deny.
Well, it's been proven that the smartest people in the world are men.
Though Florida has rejected him,
Florida is not a place where you're welcome.
That says so much about how people perceive conservative states.
And I don't know how it came to this.
A report in the British press says Trump officials asked Romanian authorities about the brothers this month, but Romania's prime minister said there were no demands from U.S. officials to free the Tates.
Did your administration pressure the Romanian government to release them? And if so, why?
I know nothing about that.
And the Tates have legal battles here in the UK too. 4 women are suing Andrew, accusing him of sexual violence, which he also denies. But now that he is out, they say that they are traumatized.
That people facing crimes related to sex trafficking, a man who specifically bragged about having sex with a minor.
So I pick up April Baker in my Mazda RX. Bruv, I was banging her, like looking at her Facebook on the phone, like just staring at a different face. I had to bang her, but like I was so disappointed. So from there on out, girls became Aprils.
Oh, everyone get the fuck over it. 16's the legal age of consent in the UK. Grew up in England. What the fuck?
Yeah,
shut up.
Legal.
He was 21. She was 16. Get the fuck over it.
This person feels the safest in a conservative state. As much as conservatives play a game of being afraid of trans people, we know that the real fear is men, and men come in all shapes and sizes. You're not born bad because you're a man, but you're certainly raised badly. And boys who are raised badly become men that women are so afraid of that we would choose a bear over spending any time with them.
The bear or man in the woods thing was never actually a would you rather question. I know because I'm the one who started it, and I figured I'd use this tag to clarify some things. On March 12th, I ended a video by saying, if you're alone in the woods, seeing a man is 10 times scarier than seeing a bear. Someone commented on that video saying, no, seeing a bear is so much scarier than seeing a man, bro. I responded to that comment laying out why women are more scared of men than the bear, and that response went viral on the 19th. This topic started trending and growing for a few weeks, and then it really blew up with the street interviews. I never presented it as a would you rather question because I already knew that women were picking the bear and men were picking the man. My whole page is trying to get people who look like me to empathize with and understand the life experiences of people who don't look like us. So my intention here was to get men to think about why the world looks so different for women that they would actually choose the bear. And my challenge to any man watching who picks the man in this scenario is, can you get yourself to a place where you would rather pick the bear? Can you get to that level of understanding? Because if you can bring yourself to understand why they choose the bear, congratulations. You've experienced 1% of 1% of 1% of what they experience every day of their lives, and you experienced it for 2.5 minutes.
As much as the internet was offended at that hypothetical, I think more now than ever, it's becoming clearer and clearer why women should and continue to choose the bear. We talk a lot on this channel about great first date questions, so we don't have to bother with the second one. Ask him who he voted for. Ask him how he feels about Tate. Mention McGregor coming to the White House. See how he reacts. Ultimately, in this day and age, in this present time, now more than ever, women and femme people need to stand up for themselves and be cautious around these men who at this point are so dangerous that they're naively, or maybe on purpose, defending sexual predators. So you as a man might not be a person who could sexually assault somebody, but you're more than happy to be a fan of them. You're more than happy to defend them. You're more than happy to be offended on their behalf. Maybe if you stopped making excuses for their bad behavior, women could trust you more and they could pick bears less. So going back to the hypothetical, would you choose a man or a bear? Though there's not much difference between the two, there's just that much more of a difference. And this is why women continue to choose the bear, because that much more of a difference is enough. You know what they say? Men are afraid of being rejected and women are afraid of being killed. Or in some cases, raped, then killed. At least with the bear, it's just killed.